Hey everybody, in my previous two videos, they were motivational videos where I talked about how to get what you want in life, and to do that, you have to write down what you want. No use keeping it in your head. And then I made the next video on how to be productive every day, and I said you have to make a to-do list every day. And one person said, there was a comment left that also said, don't only make it in the morning, but also make your to-do list at night. Which I agree with. If you have a lot of things on your mind, definitely get them out of your head and put them on paper before you sleep at night so you'll have better rest. And then I had a user ask me, do you make physical lists or digital lists? Please respond. So this is my response. And I'm going to tell you how I manage my to-do lists. And the reality is that I use a combination of paper and electronics, because I found that's what works for me, and I'm just going to share with you how I get things done. In regards to paper, I literally have just paper notepads like this. Very simple. They're just small pieces of paper, not too small, but smaller than a big sheet of paper, and I keep them everywhere. I have a notepad by my bed, on my desk, in my car, in my backpack, all these things. And whenever I leave the room, I put the list in my pocket. It's very simple to do that because it's small, right? And then whenever I sit down on my desk, I take the list out and I keep it visible, because you know the idea, out of sight, out of mind. It's very true for all things. If you stash it away, you're going to forget about it. So you want to stay focused and on track. Keep it out in front of you so that you can easily glance at it and stay on track. Next, in regards to digital notes, I use a lot of simple things, very easy. On my Windows machine, on my desktop computer, I use notepad.exe. It's just plain text, and I have a shortcut on my taskbar, so you know, it just takes one click and I got it. If I'm on my iPhone, I use the simple Notes app. Again, that's a very simple app. It has the ability to create folders, and I could put those notes into folders, which I recommend you do as well, so you don't have 1,000 notes just haphazardly just all over the place. You can have some organization into it. And then I find Dropbox and Google Drive to be very helpful. I use Dropbox, but you can use either one. And the benefit of that is, if I have my files, let's say, all on my desktop computer, but I'm on my laptop, there's been so many instances where I'm on my laptop and I'm like, I wish I can work on that project on my laptop, but all the files are on my desktop or on my phone or whatever. With Dropbox or Google Drive, you can have all those files synchronized. And for, it's 2018. We should utilize these things so that we have less procrastination, less resistance, less excuses for getting things done, right? And it just makes your life just more efficient. And again, another thing you can use is Google Docs or Google Sheets, so that you can have, if you have consistent access to the internet, this works very well if you want to have your notes synchronized between all devices. Okay, so other helpful tools are a planner, literally like just a planner like this. This is like what I'm going to be doing for the month. This is for if you want, you need to organize not just for the day, but for your longer scale, if you want the bigger picture organized. And then I also have not just for the month, but for the week, outlined day by day what I'm doing. And I use this in combination with my notes. And one problem you'll run into is, if you have notes everywhere, you have to merge them, okay? And the planner helps me to really pick out what's important and to prioritize things and all that. So Trello is another service you can use if you don't want just simple. You want something that is has a lot more features. let me show you. It's also helpful for when you're working with teams, whether you're, any kind of team, in school or programming or whatever, bigger projects. It's basically like you can add notes in a storyboard, or you can put them in its own board, and then each note could have comments. You can share them, you can add due dates, you can add attachments, all sorts of different things you could do with them. And then the momentum extension is another helpful feature here, where if you make a new tab, let me block this out. It'll say, what is your main focus for today? So instead of a blank tab, instead of a blank page, when you open a new tab, it'll present, record this video. What is my main focus? So I can have a main focus there. I can have to-do lists here on the side. So it'll be like, fourth item, whatever. You could you could check mark them as you finish them. That's another option. I don't use it as much anymore, but that's an option. I'm just throwing it out there in case you find it helps you. And then the forest extension is this little green thing. I don't know if you could see right here. It's a little green plant. And right now I turned it on. I clicked it. So if I go to, it starts a countdown timer. It blocks many different websites. So if I go reddit.com, it'll block it out. That way you could stay focused on your work for 25 minutes. You can block specific websites, you can whitelist specific websites, and yeah, that's what that's helpful for. And speaking of that, I will also share with you this website called magicworkcycle.com. It's a simple timer where you can set, let's say you want to work for 25 minutes. So you focus on your work for 25 minutes in combination with the forest extension, and then it could revert to play. So it'll switch. You can set it so you can play for, let's say, 15 minutes. So you could work for 25 minutes, and then the timer will switch, and it'll say play for 15 minutes, or go stretch, or whatever you want to do, right? So whatever works for you. That's just another option. The reality is that you're going to have to experiment and find out what works for you. It took me a long time to figure out what works for me. These are all different tools that I use. I use a variety of tools, obviously. And if you have a good system that's working for you, please share and tell us how you stay organized. That way there will be more helpful there's going to be helpful content within the comments as well. And I'm loving the contributions you guys are giving me. I love the community that I've built up so far. Thank you all for watching and staying with me through this YouTube journey. It's really a beautiful thing. I really like the community, and it's amazing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. I have a lot of videos coming up. A lot of variety, bodyweight exercises, more fun videos, and so forth. So, see you soon.